you get to see me again, unfortunately without the mustache. But we are gonna go into the next set. And the next set, ladies and gentlemen, is once again from the highest bracket that we have, or the highest league that we have, which is the Platinum League, and this is a Group B matchup, or as I wrote it down to myself, Group B. But never mind that. So we are going to be watching the matchup between Monke versus Superhero, and this is a I think the in-game name for Monkey is Uncle Fungus, something that I need to point out, that I love pointing out as well. And the players here, again, I took the current elos and there's a bit of an elo difference, but both of these players were basically at the same level since the tournament started. But right now, Superhero, who is from Pakistan, is at 1394 elo. And Monke, who is from Germany, is at 1603 elo, so he's one of the top rated ones in the tournament right now. And a very nice job by him to grab that elo and climb as he did. That's also always very, very impressive, and I'm glad to see the members in the tournament climb as they do. That being said, let's see what their drafts look like in terms of the maps first, of course. And the first ban was Socotra. Okay, resisting the urge to end the stream. Resisted. Let's go further. And then Lowland. Yep. Emma, we'll be seeing you around the den as always. Thank you for hopping in. I see him play versus Videira. Videira wiped the floor with him. I mean, Videira, to be honest, I think Videira has wiped the floor with everybody he has played with so far. I don't like the term, there were some very competitive games there as well, but he did end up, I think, 3-0ing every single of his games so far. Definitely one of the strongest guys in the tournament here. And Monkey going with Bogland for his home map and Crater Lake for Superhero. With the first game going to be played on Scandinavia, so that's some fun map choices here. I do really enjoy seeing these. Crater Lake, one of the most played ones. Scandinavia, a very fun map we've seen a lot of, and Bogland really needs no introduction after everything we've seen so far in the tournament. I think we all know Bogland by now. Yep, very different maps as well, very true. Okay, so Disarray J saying that somebody knows his shit is honestly very impressive. To be honest, it's kind of scary as well. I don't see Jay saying something like that about somebody very often. So that I would consider that maybe the highest of compliments one can receive. And let's see what the bans were here as well. And Mongols right away banned from Monke, and Persians and Koreans by Superhero, which Monke runs off with a Malay ban and then picks Bengalis as his first civ. Then Superhero going with the Portuguese and the Bohemians, and we are rounding it off with the Chinese pick. And then let's see what the random picks gave them. Let's see how lucky or unlucky they were, and how prepared or unprepared they are for the civs that they do get. Remember, they will have to use one of these in one of the games. And Monke getting Hindustani, Sicilians, and Huns. Okay, and on the other side we have Khmer, Armenians, and Saracens. And to be honest, I do kind of feel like Superhero got a bit better random civs in terms of like overall strength and even adaptability to the maps that we have, but it's nothing to write home about. And the Hindustani, the Sicilians, and Huns can be utilized very well in their own regard as well. And to be honest, just thinking of the amount of space we have, for example, on Bogland, taking Huns on Bogland might be great for the not using up the space for the housing. So that could be great for him. And without further ado, let's head over to Scandinavia. Let's head into game 1 of the second set we are casting today of this Platinum League matchup. And yep, we'll later on be seeing Crater Lake once again. Now, as I was mentioning, and since we were setting up this right now, let me just update the elos and the standings here. So Uncle Fungus as Monkey is from Germany, and as we said, he's 1603 elo, and Superhero, who is at 1396 at this moment after falling down a bit in the ladder, is from Pakistan. And we are starting game off on Scandinavia as Hindustanis versus Armenians, and interestingly enough, both of our players deciding to take a random pick or the random civ that they got in for the first game. Yep, yeah, definitely. Crater Lake is the meme of the tournament so far, but it's right up there with Boglands. It's right up there with Boglands. I think we just maybe memorized Crater Lake a bit more, because I do believe Jürgen has made sure of that. For all of you those wondering, I'm drinking actual Coca-Cola this time around. It's not any alcohol spike thing that I definitely did not drink last time around. We did notice that. I mean, it does make sense basically because game one, I feel like you get to test something out, and even if it goes well, if it goes wrong, you're in a better position having both of your picked civs available. Oh, it's Rakia. It's not Rakia. I have 30,000 Kaja coins. Ooh, yeah. I'll need to update the redeems. As Neo, yes, you might know, I am working on some stuff, is like adding a few emotes. Our buddy Albert is working on some new emotes for the stream. I'll add a few new redeems. I'll add some nice LED lighting in colors behind the monitors as soon as it arrives from the Great People's Republic of China. But either way, things will be updated here and upgraded in as soon as possible. So I'll try to make it more professional, aside from the parts where we are drawing faces of me with French mustaches over the scoreboards. Everything aside from that will try to look more professional. Also, once again, as always, we're gonna speed through a bit of the start here. Yeah, at 30k. We can price it at 30k right away. Or it's gonna be priced at whatever Neo has in the bank right now. That's always gonna be the price of those. Yep, I don't think we've seen... No, he isn't real. Definitely, French Kaja is alive and well and can very much hurt you. Emotionally. Like, emotional damage is what we're going for. Okay, we have Uncle Fungus with a decent enough lead in terms of getting up to feudal age, but I don't think it's gonna bring us anything too crazy so far. Both players with very little amount of idle TC time, as is to be expected. Uncle Fungus seems like he's gonna be getting blessed by pride there, but that's not happening as of yet. And I'm gonna slow down. It's about 15 seconds for Superhero to reach feudal, but we are having a fire ship out and about for Uncle Fungus here already as well. Exactly. We're gonna have a scout fight here, and the Superhero, realizing it did not start off well for him, is just gonna pull his scout back. And I do believe Uncle Fungus will notice in time before he gets under any type of TC. Barracks drop, market drop for Superhero. Superhero with a very nice fast castle build here as well. Actually, Uncle Fungus does not notice in time and will in fact lose his scout in this situation. Nicely done here by Superhero to get the scouting advantage in that regard, that is stopping any further scouting that that scout was able to get. But Uncle Fungus says, yeah, I got more where that came from. So we're gonna be seeing a scout rush very soon. He does have a lot of food, but not on gold at all, and probably not expecting that on the other side. The blacksmith is getting dropped by Superhero, who is gonna be going over to castle age pretty soon. Okay, these scouts just chilling here next to these villagers will now try to find some damage, but they will be met with resistance and with the spearmen on the field as well. Why is this happening? I have no idea. Capture age, please. Okay, so it says here game over, which is something that happens because of the patch basically. So the game has been patched after they have played this. So you will have to bear with me here for a second. So it will be at about 13 minutes. You'll have to bear with me for a second while I go through the process of reverting it. No. Wait, let's see. Did I get DC'd? Did my connection actually break? Did you all lose me there for a second? Is that what happened really? But okay, let's send you over to this screen while we kind of analyze what happened here for a second. Did you guys also lose track of me for a second there? Okay, okay, so it was on my side. Okay, I thought they might have played it on the previous patch, so it did not work for a second there. I'm here. I'm here, I'm alive and well. I got worried that they perhaps played this on the previous patch, so the game ended. In fact, it was an issue of my own connection. I lost you guys there for a second, but I am back now. Sorry about that. Let's just load back in, reload it, and we were at about 13 minutes, and that's about where we are heading back as well. I am very back. I'm sorry, still no red French mustache on me. Not a look I'm going for really. Let's get back right into the game. Nothing happened. All good people. Switching back over to standard. Just imagine me saying all the things I said so far as we jump ahead towards where we were in the cast. French Kajarson fighting back here. He's fighting back, but yeah, Serb Kaja ain't gonna be beat by no French Kaja, that's for sure. Jay, interesting fact about the internet here. There's about anywhere from midnight to like 3 or 4 a.m. There's always gonna be a time where my internet gets reconnected and reset for a minute, and they always slightly change the IP because they reset the IP addresses. It always happens, and for some games I play I had to verify a million times basically. Okay. Again, we are at the exact same time, so this might be the issue that I assumed the first time around. So I do believe we have run into the issue that I was mentioning, where I believe this game was played on the 22nd, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think a day or two after that was when the update for the patch happened. So we might have to Mr. Syrup Gronk, we might have to wait for a second here for me to revert the game to the previous patch. As you know how you guys know how this usually functions, where you have to revert it to the previous patch in order to spectate the games from the previous patch, and then revert back when you want to play or spectate from the current patch. Not the most funnest of things to go through, that's for sure. But not like we have any other option here as well. So let me again send you to the be right back screen while I work on this in the background. So give me a few minutes here and I'll get this sorted out. I can send you a guide for that, Kronk, as well. I can send you a guide for that, and we have found it here amongst ourselves as well in order to be able to respond to situations like this as well. Not the funnest thing in the world to do, but it's good to know that there's a way about this and that this can be solved, and that we are able to review and cast all of the games as we intended as well. Okay. Night Night Neo, thank you for joining. It's a pleasure having you around. The rest of you hopefully bear with me while I get this prepared. And let me find the file that I need here. No, this is not it just yet. Okay, I am getting this sorted, I promise you that. Do bear with me here for a second. well, I can see that you all had a bit of fun as well in the chat with an amazing idea out as well. So I want to see the Richard showdown as soon as possible. But in the meantime, I was able to get this back up and running, and we are continuing right where we left off. Apologies for the delay. Jay, I'm also glad you're enjoying the song. I'm glad people are enjoying Dunheim as much as, well, my wife and I are as well. We do love that one-man band. And where we were at is 13.5 minutes with Superhero on his way to castle, something Uncle Fungus might be a bit unprepared for and not expect fully, as he is investing into the scout cav and into some fire ships on the water here. We do see more scouts on the way, but we do see spearmen ready and waiting for them. So Superhero just gonna play it cool up until the point he is back on the he is back in the game while in Castle Age. And also in the meantime, we have seen that Uncle Fungus, thanks to the water investment, was able to get 3 eco kills and get the fishing economy of Superhero away and out of the picture. Again, apologies for this. Should have assumed this might have happened. Wasn't fully prepared for it. We got it sorted. We can now watch these games in peace. Go. The scouts are still trying to find the damage. There was a hole here. They were able to get in, but they're not able to find any kills just yet. And this small pincer here, the villagers are able to fight off pretty well. Not gonna be very efficient right now with where they are at, but Superhero is in Castle Age, and Uncle Fungus should be clicking himself right about the time he drops another building for it. Still trying to be annoying with the scouts, and does manage to find a villager kill here, but does lose a scout for it in return. So I think he'll be fine with that trade, at least finding some value with the scouts that were prowling about, as he's now on his way up to Castle Age. But thanks to the less downtime with not going up, thanks to the villager kills, thanks to the fishing economy, there's already a huge eco lead here for Uncle Fungus, who is up 13 eco over his opponent here. We spent too much time to see the Hindustani win anyway. Well, that's fair enough. They are a very strong Civ as well. I do believe a lot of people would prefer them in this matchup unless it's a fully water map. This is definitely not a water map itself. Even though we do have water on it. Uncle Fungus now gonna secure himself the other side of the water as well. Superhero not trying to contest that and does not really have the eco to be trying it either. Really heavy on gold right now. Superhero perhaps thinking that's the best thing he can go for. That's being safe and also being able to abuse anything else he might need. As we can see, he's abusing the market as we speak as well. So that's always interesting to see. Some idle economy here for Superhero. Let's see, I'm not sure what you want to be doing with these units here. Does notice there's one of these deer still, so he's gonna be sending them over to them. Did go forward with these spearmen and a few warrior monks that we have on the field, because we did build a fortified church here with the free relic that we get inside, and we are dropping some more warrior priests. So we want to be on the offensive here for Superhero while we have the advantage still. But now Uncle Fungus is also in Castle Age as well. Light cav actually gonna be research here for Uncle Fungus. Not sure about that decision at this point, considering that we have a lot of spearmen on the field as well. But let's see how that works out for him. We're gonna add the warrior priests into the ram and start battering some of these buildings down as well. Okay, well, Jay, I don't completely agree with that, considering that maybe Superhero was not thinking that it's that important to have water control on this map. Did not really fight over it either. Is able to get 2 equal kills here while Uncle Fungus was not paying attention with these with this warrior priest. And now the spearmen are all over the light cav as well, scaring them away from these battering rams here. Archery range goes down, battering rams are gonna continue their push. So the eco lead still a 10 really advantage for Uncle Fungus, who's gonna be on 2 TCs, but we are seeing some damage found here by Superhero, and we're probably gonna be taking down this stable here any moment now as well. Actually, I don't think it's the best of ideas to use these rams to try and fight these light cav here, but oh well. Okay, we have a full-on fight here between all of the army, including these rams. This ram might be going down here very quickly. Actually does survive, surprisingly, and everything gets cleared away for Uncle Fungus. So it's a win for Superhero Power here. His push continues right now. He is on 1 TC back at home, and this is pretty much an all-in play. He has nothing on food, he has everything on gold, so it's basically like a version of the U pudding that he does with the Sicilians, but this time around it's actually an all-in with the Armenians. So let's see if that does work out for him. We're gonna have a new stable built, and we were able to drop another one here to replenish the archery range that was here previously, but there are still 2 rams on the field that are hitting here, but the light cav will be able to go out and grab this mangonel real quick. We'll give their lives for it though, and the stable does fall down as well. Let's see what Superhero wants to go for here. Again, Superhero here is on a timer. He's not adding more villagers, he's not adding more TCs or economy, he has nothing on food, he has everything on gold. So that's what he wants to go for, but this is a great move by Uncle Fungus. Was heavy on the stone here when he dropped the second TC, so we'll be dropping a defensive castle here. So if he can stop this push here, that's pretty much gonna mean he will be also able to win the game here, and Superhero Power needs to react as quickly as possible. Unfortunately for him, this mangonel will also get taken away, or so to say sniped, by this one light cav here. These villagers are running a bit late to the show here, and not in a position they wanna be. The castle does go up, and this battering ram is not long for the world, and it's not looking like it's a great position to be in for Superhero Power here. There are some warrior monks inside here that might be able to do some damage, maybe find an eco kill or 2 here, but he needs a lot more than that to be done. And now we're having ghulams on the field as well that will be doing very well against these warrior priests as well. And Jay for a second there was hopeful of Superhero's chances, but does not look so great right now. Eco is still at the 11 that it was, because there was 14 eco kills in all of this mess for Superhero, but again, all of his economy is on gold, and we can see him abusing it right now to get more warrior priests and another mangonel out on the field. Is dropping fortified churches as well, so basically behaving as if these were crepos or donjons. I do like this play, because I do find it interesting. How effective, we shall see. It does appear Uncle Fungus was well enough prepared for this. Maybe could have let them in a bit longer inside of the church, could have gotten 2 more eco kills here. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be seeing that just as of now. Yeah. GG Uncle Fungus, says Jay. Jay is convinced that Uncle Fungus has it from this point. It is looking pretty good for him. He has a lot of fishing eco as well that's being untouched, so even when some of his villagers have to be idled, he's not gonna be complaining about the position he is in. This mangonel now will probably get sniped. Is gonna try to be repaired by these villagers. They are repairing it for a bit now, while the warrior priests get in here to try and help. Okay, very nice mango play here by, and he does clear out the army. Okay, very nicely done by Superhero, using some quality micro here to survive in this situation with the army and with the mangonel here, managing to clear up the ghulams. Again, the eco lead is going for Uncle Fungus. He has a safe eco in the back here, or parts of the safe eco in the back here. Has abandoned this TC, but will be on these 2 TCs still here. By the time this one goes down, he will have this one up. So again, Superhero Power, while this looks cool, I think he needs to be finding more damage in order to be able to actually win this game from this position. He's taking some more villagers forward. I guess now they're taking him over from gold over to stone, so maybe thinking a castle drop of his own is what might bring him a bigger advantage in this game and what he needs to win. Uncle Fungus gonna research fletching as well to increase the range of this castle here, and once he does that as well, as soon as he sees a good opportunity, he's probably gonna be running out with these ghulams as well. So I do like the play here from both players. I do like the idea from Superhero. I do like how Uncle Fungus is handling it, remaining pretty calm. But nice from Superhero to again able to find some value with these warrior priests, finding some villager kills. Now he's gonna be ready to fight them with the light cav and with the ghulams as well. So I do think this is the end of them right here. And they're also gonna go under the TC and gonna get hit by TC fire. So this is definitely the end of the warrior priests here. Superhero losing control of them for just a bit was enough for Uncle Fungus to react. And there we go with the castle for Superhero as well. Unfortunately, I do believe this is not the best placed castle. Considering what he's trying to do and the situation he's in, I think this one needed to be more offensive, if possible in any way. And right now, it does not look like it's gonna fully be going up either. The ghulams are all here. There's light cav here. He still doesn't have army on the field. He's training some warrior priests here. So that's what he's hoping that will change it. But nope, Superhero does call the GG here, realizing it's not working out for him. So it's not very long, but a very effective game 1. Well, it was long due to the fact that we had to restart it twice and repatch ourselves with the previous patch. So sorry about that, but with no further interruptions, we will be going on to game 2. And just to quickly check what we were looking at here. So we have the Hindustanis winning against the Armenians. Interesting attempt here by Superhero, but it did not work out for him as he was hoping in the end. And we have Scandinavia played out, which means we will be going on Crater Lake. And let's see if a fully committed water play for Superhero works better than it did here. Or was Jay gonna be right, and are we gonna see Superhero now lose Crater Lake as well? In terms of the civs, perhaps we might be seeing the Bengalis versus the Portuguese. That seems like a very, very logical course of events here. So let's actually just load into game 2 and see where it takes us. And here we go. And I'm glad to be on point with the prediction here. It was kind of expected. It's Bengalis into the Portuguese this time around. Again, gonna speed it up just a bit in the beginning. Not a map where we're expecting to see any type of crazy feudal plays, nor are they really that possible. One of the boars for Uncle Fungus in a bit of an unfortunate position here. Gonna be a bit harder to grab that one. But we have both of the boars in a bit of a weird position for Superhero power, so I guess it evens out in being annoying for both. Which is still fair. And the lake in the middle is in the middle, so that's also fair. Again, I always have to point these kinds of stuff out, since I'm not going to go into the Crater Lake story again. We all know it by now. Both players dropping their dock as is to be expected. Both players with a slightly adapted starting build order to account for this being a very very water heavy map. And let's see where they take it from there. As we say, once we are in feudal age, we will be slowing this down. That's an early loom from Uncle Fungus, and it's gonna cost him being a bit late to to feudal age. Both players for now on one dock. I'm not seeing a second dock being dropped for either player just as of yet. We have a villager waiting here for Superhero. Might be that's what he's waiting for exactly. We are in feudal for both, so I'm gonna stop this and put it back to regular speed. Oh, I like the idea from Superhero, but this is still open here. Uncle Fungus would still be able to do an incursion by land here if he so wants to. And we have on one side 2 galleys from 2 docks. On the other side we have 4 fire ships from 2 docks. So unless we see some very good micro from Uncle Fungus, this should be the advantage in favor of Superhero power here. Cronconium, yes. But again, we want this to be historically accurate, so we can't say anything about biology. Nowhere does it say that we have to be good with biologically accurate knowledge in this game. We just need to focus on the history of it. And to be fair, we don't really need to focus on the history of it, we just like to. We have the first fire ships out and about for Superhero, and the first galleys are in the docks for our Bengali player here. Neither of them really moving out with his offensive units just as of yet. Superhero Power just gonna be strolling along the coastline with his, and he is on 3 docks now as well. We are not seeing a 3rd dock as of yet for Uncle Fungus, so that's also interesting to point out here as well. But we are seeing both of them continuing to add to their number of ships on the field, and both of them now ungarrisoning and out and about in the water. So let's see when the first engagement is gonna happen and what it is going to look like. Superhero Power nearly at the opponent's base with his fire ships, but is not finding the docks as of yet. Does see them now, and will be able to fight them now that he sees the galleys as well. Unfortunate misses here for Uncle Fungus. Now he realizes he needs to do a bit more micro. He has taken a lot of damage with not giving as much in return. Now the micro is working out a bit better. Now he's doing some damage, but all of his ships so far have been damaged, and he is down a ship here in terms of numbers that are on the field, but we will see a demo ship for Uncle Fungus, something we did not see in the previous set from either player. Will be more visible to us this time around. We might be seeing some cool explosions happen. Nice micro here from Uncle Fungus, keeping the fire ships at bay at a safe enough distance, and does manage to pick one out. Superhero Power able to do a bit of damage every little while here, but is trying to pincer Uncle Fungus in now with 2 additional fire ships from the side. This is gonna be a bit of free damage for them. Does take one out as well. Yep, this is gonna be a long game. Like most likely what we see on Crater Lake usually are a bit longer games with a lot of water action. But there goes a nice boom right there. There goes a nice big bada boom, as we like to say it in the Fifth Element. And there we go. We're gonna regroup now for both players and both navies. So both players deciding to continue the route they are going and believing in the route that they have chosen. So it's galleys for Bengali player and fire galleys for the Portuguese player. Although we are also seeing demolition rafts being added in for Uncle Fungus, which can be a great advantage in this situation. Both players at about the same number of eco. Slight advantage for Uncle Fungus, but on the other hand, we do have Superhero Power heading over to Castle Age, something that Uncle Fungus does not have the resources to be doing just yet. And considering he's still investing into more navy, it's maybe something he's not thinking of just yet. And Polly is here, ladies and gentlemen. Polly is here. How are you doing, Polly? Yep, still 3 fishing ships only. I think neither of them really wanting to invest too much into the water until they can see a clearer winner, you know. So it might be a bit of a risk now to be investing into fire ships instead of the navy or the armed navy. Fishing ships, sorry. And then just to have you lose out on the water could be detrimental in a map like this. So I understand the restraint from both of them in doing so. And while I say that, I do need to point out that Uncle Fungus is also on his way up to Castle Age. He will be about 50 seconds behind, but he can probably try and delay that time and not fight until he has it in and can get an upgrade of his own, assuming that Superhero Power gets his own upgrade. And there we had another boom! Another boom. No kills, Polly, unfortunately, in either of the sets we've casted so far, neither of the drafts or neither of the games. Hopefully we see some more of them going forward. I know we might be seeing some of them in your games. I'm always looking forward to that. Yeah, usually that should be the plan, because then your correct micro can help you a lot and can actually win you these fights. Superhero Power immediately clicking up the War Galley upgrade, and you can see him now avoiding this fight, knowing that he's gonna have a lot better odds in it once the upgrade is in. I do believe Uncle Fungus understands this, which is why he wanted to force the engagement earlier. Now we're gonna have another hit here happen with the demo ship, but now the upgrade is in and he wants the fight now. Uncle Fungus now gonna be the one that needs to try and delay here for a bit, as his upgrade is just going to be coming in. He needs to delay for at least about 30 seconds here, as he's getting Botkin Arrow as well on the way. Yep. Yep, we've seen demos win the game in countless situations in pro play, but also of course in the Den Battle Royale, especially by our man who just joined here, Smart Guy, or Paulie. Definitely showing us how it's done, and showing us what the Armenians can do when they get access to some, or when they build some nice amount of demolition rafts. These are now demolition ships, no longer just rafts. So double the boom, double the damage, double the big bada. So let's see what Superhero has in mind here. Superhero is still adding in on the number of fire ships, so he still believes he can win this fight over with the fire ships rather than trying to going for galleys himself. It would be a lot of an investment right now as well, to be fair. Okay, we have another boom. Do we have another big one? Because the first one did not do that much. Let's see, we're still finding a place to hit with this demo ship. Okay, this is gonna be good. That was a great hit with the demo ship. But again, the fire ships are still doing good overall in this fight. And the numbers seem to be still in the favor of Superhero here. So he's still able to win out on this fight. The demos did a good job, but the fire ships also did a good job in the overall fight. And Superhero for now winning out on this, sending reinforcements as well. Not even using all of the fire ships. One is going from around the side to try and break this. So we shall see. More demo ships are in queue and are on the way as well. There's gonna be a hit right here. But how many damage can we find? Okay, 3 of them taken to half. That's very nice. But look at all the... Okay, so Superhero now getting a decisive victory on water. And that's where he decides to switch to Caravel and investing into fletching as well. So that's actually very nicely done by Superhero now. Superhero getting the complete win on the water, basically having 20 fire ships still present on the field, and also now switching into caravels, researching fletching as well. I think this was very nicely done actually in the end by Superhero Power, and this could be very, very important for the game going forward. Again, this is a map in which water is of the utmost importance. Nearly impossible to win it without having one on the water as well. 2 of the docks already go down, only 1 of them remaining. Does have a galley in it, gonna have a demo ship out soon, but does not have it on the field just yet. Should be able to complete, does get a nice hit in, and look how little HP some of these fire ships have. But that does not matter, because neither of these demo ships at this pace should be out before the galley, before the dock goes down. Yep, exactly. And now the galleys are out, and another demo being prepared here. And this one will be out before the dock is able to be taken out. And with a lot of low health fire ships here for Superhero, this might be what Uncle Fungus needs. So let's see what moment he jumps out here. I'm gonna zoom in a bit more even. Okay, there it is. Oh no, that was not the greatest result for that fire ship. And Uncle Fungus completely off water right now. Does have a slight eco lead, but that's not gonna mean a lot for him, considering that he is in no position to get back on the water right now, and that Superhero is switching over to the caravels and doing really well. I think Superhero will be very happy with the position he's in, and has played out the water encounter so far really good. Now even using the fire ships to take out this market, using the caravels to hit this villager here. Yep. Yeah, I do think he got careening in as well. Some very nice play by Superhero Power. Again, he's 12 eco down, but he does not care about it at this point. There's not much Uncle Fungus can do. I guess the idea now for Uncle Fungus, and the move that he should be taking now, is trying to get enough for a castle, which he's doing, and maybe dropping it somewhere on the shoreline, so he can protect a space in which he can drop docks and get back onto the field. His problem might be that we have a transport ship on the way, with careening if I recall correctly, and he's gonna have a castle, or enough for a castle very soon himself. Even sooner, has enough for one right now, which means that once that is out, he's probably gonna be thinking of going over and castle dropping himself. at which point we might be expecting the organ gums to come out, and that's gonna be very, very problematic for Uncle Fungus. Smart Guy says it's time for a wonder, but I think we are too early for a wonder here, and I don't think we're gonna be seeing one in this game or in this set overall. But never say never, let's not call it too soon. And let's see, where is this transport ship that we prepared? It's still not being garrisoned. Okay, careening did not go through actually, Cronconium, as it's now again trying to go up. And there we go with the defensive castle, so trying to also protect the land so that we the beach here, so that we can actually get new docks out in the field. Again, with caravels on the field now as well, those docks will still be able to be hit outside of the castle fire range. So that's something to keep in mind, that Superhero Power will also be keeping in mind, I'm pretty sure of here. So Trey expecting a 90-minute game at this rate right now. I don't think that's unplausible for sure. 2 monks out on the field for Uncle Fungus as well, and they are able to convert these caravels and the fire ships if possible. But it will not be happening right now, although one of the fire ships will go down to the castle fire. It gets drawn in. We do have a lot of wood for Uncle Fungus, so he can drop those docks whenever he sees fit. And instead, Superhero Power actually going for the middle here. So he wants to castle the middle and protect these very important resources here. And because look at all the gold that we have here. That's 30,000 gold here in the middle, and it's going to be uncontested for Superhero Power here as things stand right now. And there we go with the docks for Uncle Fungus. So 2 docks to start it off with is what we are going for. On the other hand, Superhero Power still a bit below in eco, but nothing to write home about, and he should be still very happy with his position in the game. 10 Bengali monks on the shore here, which can save it. Yeah, and Uncle Fungus did go for it, but maybe a bit later than he was wanting to or should have. But again, this castle going up provides him with some nice security and the ability to get back onto water, because he's now dropping dock after dock after dock, and rounding it off with a 4th dock as well. Now Superhero will react to it. Superhero does not want to see this happen, so we'll try to harass these villagers as they are trying to build this. So the 2 docks have went up for now, and Uncle Fungus heading over to Imp. Not something Superhero has yet clicked up to, but it appears Superhero is also saving up the resources. Yes, he is. He clicks up now himself as well. And we're gonna be adding more caravels here for Superhero Power, knowing that that's gonna be his win condition on water here. 1 villager dies here as well, so Superhero Power is not having Uncle Fungus return to the water that easily. We are seeing 3 demo ships from all 3 of the docks, or 3 demos in total from these 3 docks going out and about now for Uncle Fungus. And we're gonna have another castle drop here for Uncle Fungus to protect even more of the water and try to get up. And now this was kind of a bait, because all of the fire ships have went forward, and look at the booms. Look at the booms here. Oh, that was unfortunate. We kind of over microed that one, but there's still one in this dock right here. And the castle really not going up as fast as it should be right now, and all docks are being hit, but all of them do also have fire ships in them, so we'll see what happens there. Another fire ship, boom, boom, and boom. Another fire ship, boom. 2 more demo ships, sorry. Okay, that's some very nice job by Uncle Fungus with all of the demo ships. Now he gets Bracer for more range on them as well. Without Imp and Cannon Galleons into nobody's game, yeah. And he was the first one to Imp. And let's see. He really does need. He's increasing the number of caravels, but I think it's going to be important for him to get Cannon Galleons and take everything here out. Uncle Fungus realizing that might be happening, so he's getting more and more castles here on the front line of his shoreline to buy as much time as possible here. I think this is some great play from both players. I think this is some great way of for Uncle Fungus to stay in the game. He realizes how much he needs to get back on water here. Superhero Power was doing really well right until this point, but now again needs to consider what he wants to do next. Needs to make the right calls here. He's adding more caravels, so he's gonna be a dangerous presence on the water for a long time to come still. But he definitely needs to research chemistry, and that's something we are seeing from Uncle Fungus first, because he needs those cannon galleons out and about. Instead, right now we are seeing Boso from Superhero. Not sure I'm too thrilled with that decision exactly, but we shall see. Not a great spot for the caravels to be in. You are inside the castle attack range. But then again, this is 24 caravels in this groupation here. There's 26 of them in total on the water. 3 more in queue. Bracer now being researched for the Portuguese player as well. But again, we are still not seeing chemistry. We are still not going to be seeing cannon galleons here. And now we have chemistry. And now we are preparing for the cannon galleons. And now we are hitting the docks from a position that the castles can't hit them from. At least most of them. Okay, Superhero Power realizing he needs to be mindful. Can't just send them all like that, because they will stand in a circle in which the castle can range some of them. Okay, demo ships are on the way. Demo ships on the way. Does get some nice hits in. Does get some nice numbers down. We are down to 21 caravels, but we still have 6 more in queue. I don't think we are still concerned on the side of Superhero Power, but he does have to keep in mind that there's gonna be more and more demos coming out of these docks. So for him right now, I think it's best that he stabilizes and tries to wait for chemistry to be in and for cannon galleons to be on the way. Right now we have 8 caravels in queue. We are not still seeing cannon galleons in queue. Maybe cancelling some of them from at least 2 of the docks. Actually, we are queuing them up behind one of the caravels here and behind 2 more caravels from here. But that's gonna be 2. Yep, Fungus is booming behind this as well, but Superhero Power has overtaken the eco lead as well. That's what he was managed to do, because he's completely unopposed both in the middle and on his side. So his eco running completely unopposed. But look at this. Uncle Fungus with 9 docks to try and get back into this one. 9 docks to try and get this one. Okay, look at this. Look at all of them ships. But not a lot of them are gonna be able to reach the caravels. Nice job here by Superhero Power at this time around. Very nicely done. And we have the first cannon galleon on the way. We have 2 built. We have 3 more in queue. It's getting harder and harder for Uncle Fungus to be able to pull back here. And he's giving up on the demo ships, seeing what happened here last time around. He didn't upgrade the demos. Yep, that's true as well. We did not see any upgrades for the demos. But now we are seeing the cannon galleons move forward and straight into the castle fire range. That was kind of unfortunate there. More docks closer to the opponent's side here for Superhero Power. And I have to agree with Jay here. It's looking more and more over for Uncle Fungus. He will try with some galleons to get back out on the water, but I don't think. I don't think so. Why are we running in with the caravels now that we have the cannon galleons out and about? Okay, so the cannon galleons now will stay outside of the castle range as they hit it. So that is good to see. We have some sideways eco here for Uncle Fungus as well. But let's see what's Uncle Fungus' plan here. He is racking up the galleon numbers, but he's up against 28 caravels, so I'm not sure how well that will work out for him. Some of these caravels are still under castle fire, sorry. Cannon galleons need to be pulled back a bit here. And let's see how the battle is going here. We still have 20 caravels on the side of Superhero Power, who queued up 15 more instantly. 11 galleons on the side of Uncle Fungus. So there still should be a fight that's getting won by the Portuguese in this case. Upgrades are the same for both of them, and with the caravel being a slightly stronger unit that shoots through to the ones behind it as well. We might even see a converted caravel here. I don't think Superhero right now is noticing this monk right here. One of the castle goes down to the cannon galleons. Cannon galleons being hit on the side here by these regular galleons. More caravels are floating in from the side. More caravels are coming in from the closer docks of Superhero Power as well. So right now it's a bit of a mess, but I do think it's still working out for Superhero Power. Yeah, the galleons do trade well with the caravels, that's obvious. Usually for the caravels you do need some type of meat shield in front of them. Either regular caravels themselves or fire ships if possible. But when you have 30 of them in queue and producing them out of 7 docks, that also works in most cases. We are down to 4 cannon galleons, but these cannon galleons are still poking away both at the ships and at the docks at times. So that's something our Portuguese player can be happy with. We're gonna continue hitting the castle here. We're gonna have to pull them back. We do lose one. We are not producing more cannon galleons because we are concerned about the fight here on the middle, on the main part of the map, which is in front of Uncle Fungus's base. Uncle Fungus even finding the time to try and disrupt some of the food eco here from a superhero that's fishing close to the battle here. Cannon galleons back out and about to hit this castle, because that unlocks the opportunity to destroy the docks. But look at this, superhero power not really paying attention on this side, allowing Uncle Fungus to be dropping more docks here on the side, and the numbers are looking better and better overall for superhero power. It seems that he was able to stabilize in time here. Will lose a second castle as well, but at this point he doesn't really care that much, simply for the reason that he is fully back on water and part of this fight once more. This should not have been happening. I don't think Uncle Fungus should have had a way back into the water here, but he did. He is, and he's fighting once more. Now a great point here would be for Superhero to actually drop a few demo ships himself from this dock here on the side, but we're not seeing him do so just yet. Both players investing all the eco they have into this, and Uncle Fungus actually running low on gold, and that could be a problem for him. That could be a problem for him. Inside of his base, only 1400 gold remaining here, and I think that's about it that he has. So he's definitely on a timer here, and all of his castles go down, and superhero power needs to survive for a bit longer and keep this fight going, because he might actually be winning it if it goes on. But right now he needs demo ships or something, because the caravels are still losing out to the regular galleons here. Now look at this, this is some mistake in micro here. Uncle Fungus, no, you're going too close to all of the caravels. Yep, this should not be happening. This really should not be happening. We have a caravel out, and we have a cannon galleon in this dock as well. Maybe not the best of decisions. Numbers are still equal here, and now we're gonna get elite caravel in for superhero. Maybe should have conserved some of the numbers first, at least for a bit, before going into elite caravel. Okay, but now elite caravel is in, and that's gonna be problematic once more for Uncle Fungus, because he doesn't get much better than this for him. This poor cannon galleon is not gonna be long for the world. Uncle Fungus has enough for another castle as well. Too late for that upgrade. Could be, but he still has 8 of them in queue. And yep, the numbers are definitely okay. Has more of them in queue now, but the numbers are looking better and better for Uncle Fungus here. But let's see if the fights are gonna go better for the caravels this time around, now that they're elite caravels. And let's see if superhero power can pick a fight that works for him. Now it's Uncle Fungus with 4 cannon galleons in queue, and there's really a lot going on here. I'm really doing my best to say everything that's going on and to catch everything that's going on. Both players here picking a side that they are winning the water fight on. Caravel's doing a lot of damage now that they are elite as well, and they're still in good numbers, so keep that in mind. 25 to 28 in numbers for Uncle Fungus, but then Superhero with the stronger unit, with the fully upgraded unit now. It's elite caravels right now, with the castle in the middle, with the more gold and gold access. This is all that's left in terms of gold for Uncle Fungus, so he cannot keep this going indefinitely. This going on in an equal state still favors superhero power, who has all the control of the gold in the middle. Uncle Fungus thing. True, but I don't know if you asked Uncle Fungus if he thinks he's winning, because he's in a better position than he was, but winning is still a bit off, maybe. And I think he realizes that this is all the gold that he has. Let me check if there's a gold somewhere else for him or on the side. But no, that should be about it. Once that runs out, superhero power can continue doing what he was doing, while Uncle Fungus can't. Unfortunately for Uncle Fungus, he's not paying that much attention to the villagers here mining the gold, so he is losing some of them to these fights. Uncle Fungus is on all sides right now, Numbers still looking decent for both of them. Still looking pretty even for both of them. And there's still 25 more in queue for Uncle Fungus. But Uncle Fungus not producing out of all of his dogs right now. Only the 2. Kind of stopping production. He's kind of running shorter on gold right now due to the fact that this eco here was disrupted. 17 to 25. Once again, Uncle Fungus in the lead in terms of the numbers out on the field. Superhero Power needs to react, needs more gold actually. It's funny that it's Uncle Fungus the one that needs more gold here. Still 14 galleons in queue for Uncle Fungus. Only 6 elite caravels in queue for Superhero Power. Yep, the galleon definitely feels better than the caravel. I think that something needs to be done about this here. The caravel does not seem nearly as OP as it should be, because it's just not doing that great into regular caravels here. And now with cannon galleons out in the field as well, Superhero Power might be losing the middle very, very soon here. And Superhero Power must be wondering what went wrong here. He is winning out on this fight right now, or at least by the looks of it for now. And is gonna be adding more dogs of his own, but look at this. Superhero Eco at gold at 0 did drop 2 Fatorias back at home. Okay, let's sneak over more piecing attack. Yep, very true as well, Kronk. Okay. Again, it's impossible to call the water situation here. 14 to 10 with 10 in queue, like 13 with 19 in queue, 10 with 10 in queue. And they're both kind of acting, I would say, a bit more conservatively with the ships that they have right now, knowing that the gold might be an issue for both of them very soon. But look at this, all of them get ungarrisoned on both sides, and we are here for a new engagement of these two. Okay, now Superhero making the mistake of over microing and running in where he shouldn't have. But again, even the castle is helping out here for Superhero, because a lot of these ships are in castle fire range for Superhero, and for Uncle Fungus that isn't getting hit by Superhero's castle. He's trying to be back on this gold and then do more with the gold here. Manages to queue up 4 more caravels. 18 galleons now for Uncle Fungus with just 3 more in queue, and his gold is ever so surely running out here, while Superhero still is in the middle, still has 2 Fatorias, and still managing to stay here in the water. I think Superhero must realize as well that he's basically winning if it comes to, if it's just a until resources run out game. I think that's what he's playing for as well. I think he just realizes he needs to stay alive here. Castle in the middle will go down though, thanks to these cannon galleons here. And look at Uncle Fungus here, ready to drop out his own villagers and be on the water. And Uncle Fungus, just like that, has 20 galleons on the field once again. And Superhero Power now not looking in such a great position anymore. I think I think earlier on, I think the cannon galleons needed to be here earlier for Superhero Power, but he allowed his opponent to get back to having 18 dogs, and he's outnumbering the Portuguese, who only have 9 dogs, even though they had water access the entire time. Okay, maybe a few more than 19, but still amazing that this happened. And Uncle Fungus now completely gaining control of the gold in the middle. Uncle Fungus with more eco, and at this point it now looks like Uncle Fungus has done it, and Uncle Fungus appears like he will be winning this game. Yeah, I have to agree with Jay here. The Caravel felt so underwhelming here. They had the ideal position, they had the number, they had everything, and they were not able to beat out regular galleons from the Bengalis here. Again, the Bengalis get ships that regenerate health, but that's not like a combat bonus. And Superhero calls it, says GG, well played. And amazing comeback here by Uncle Fungus. It was an hour-long game in the end, of hour-long of in-game time, so you were a bit off there, Jay, but definitely an interesting game nevertheless. And we need one more game to play out in this set, and that's going to be played on Bogland. So we are gonna have a big switch, and we are no longer going to be seeing ships after these two games at all. We've seen a bit of them in one, we've seen a lot of them in the second, and we're gonna see none of them in the third. But that was the Bengalis winning over the Portuguese, and the remaining picks are Sicilians, Hans, and Chinese for Monke, and Superhero has Bohemians, Khmer, and Saracens, and it is kind of logical to assume we're gonna see a Chinese into Bohemians matchup. It's the picks that they have remaining that they chose and not gotten randomly. And we are gonna be on Bogland for game 3. So I won't delay you. We've been here for a while, and I'm also a bit tired myself. Let's see game 3. Let's see how this played out. Let's see what the safe picks here. Yep, Chinese and Bohemian, definitely the obvious picks. And it's not gonna be a spoiler me telling you right now. It is the Chinese versus the Bohemians here on Bogland for game 3. Does Uncle Fungus get a clean sweep, a clean 3-0 over Superhero Power? Or does Superhero Power or Superhero 555, as he goes on Discord, get one back here? Kronk wanted to see Sicilians versus Saracens, and to be honest, I'd be happy with that matchup as well. It's not what we are seeing, but yeah. Okay, this is an interesting strat, not something we've seen often, but I guess with the generation as it is, there was not much option left for Uncle Fungus, but he's gonna be basically on the forward part of his base, is where he will drop his starting TC. We see a similar thing here for Superhero Power, although he's in a bit more of a safer position, I would say. Castle versus Best Trebs. Yeah, but the players got the comfort pick. Exactly. I think the most of this comes down to these are the civs they picked, are prepped for, and know best. I think that plays even a bit of a bigger role than just like what would be the simply ideal pick in that regard. They both saved one of their picked civs for the last set, or for the last game of the set, and I think that's what they want to go for here. And it makes sense. I do something similar when I play these games out as well. Honestly, of all the games I've casted, co-casted, seen, I can't believe I've only played out one set so far of this tournament. Most likely Fungus will go 3-0, but as a civ the Bohemians win here. I mean, it's possible, especially if you go for some early on wagon, as we have seen a lot of times. It's not impossible at all. But yeah, Uncle Fungus really showed us two very strong games. Not that we've seen bad games from Superhero Power, but Uncle Fungus coming up with two great responses both times to being pushed in and then kicked back. So let's see if he's able to pull it off 3 times in a row, or perhaps in this one he's the one applying the pressure from the very start. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, again, something we've done previously as well. No reason to not do it in the last game. Let us speed up this process a bit. Uncle Fungus actually with a minute of idle TC time with the Chinese, so he didn't really utilize to the best of his capabilities the extra villagers he gets in the start, and it can be a bit harder on Boglands as well to adjust to the different start that the Chinese do get. Yep, that is kind of concerning, and look at the Superhero Power now with a trivially advantage, which really should not be happening. There's nearly 2 minutes of idle TC time for Uncle Fungus. We are approaching, like, in 9 minutes, having nearly 2 minutes, it's, we are approaching me areas, and definitely if you want to be a 1600 players, you shouldn't be approaching me areas of idle TC time. Oh, okay. Let's see, so equal lead still in favor of Superhero, who even has enough to click up if he so wishes to do here. He is missing a building here. I don't think he dropped a mine or a lumber camp. Has done so just now and is clicking up. Uncle Fungus still missing a building, but also still missing some food. Should be able to click up very soon himself. Now dropping a barracks, and will be going up himself. So there's gonna be like a minute and a half of advantage here for superhero power in terms of reaching. And superhero power already slightly on stone. So yeah, we're definitely gonna see a fast castle and probably wagons from him here. And Uncle Fungus gonna be in feudal age now himself, so we will revert down to normal speed here. So Uncle Fungus gonna be a bit annoying, just start hitting this palisade wall here. Superhero power just gonna drop a house behind it. Does not really feel concerned about it. Does cancel it for a second, but then just drops it again for whatever reason. And just like that, superhero power on his way up to castle age. Uncle Fungus preparing to do the same, knowing full well what's going on. He was able to scout out and probably saw the blacksmith and the market already being dropped, so yeah. Bohemian is one of the most aggressive civs. 9 on stone, so we can expect superhero power to be going forward very soon. Let's check the scouting real quick for them. So let's see what ideas might superhero have for where he wants to drop that DC. We can see that Uncle Fungus basically knows everything he needs to know. On the other side, superhero power basically also has all the idea he needs to have about where to go and where would he want to drop the castle once he goes forward, and if the castle does go forward. So Uncle Fungus clicked up as well, but there's a decent advantage here for superhero power, so he will be able to go forward. He already has enough for a castle, so he can already start taking the villagers forward, honestly, to pick a castle spot. Uncle Fungus will be in castle, but does not have enough for one. Instead, he's going archers, and that's probably gonna be going over into crossbowmen, but he's not thinking counter castle, and probably not expecting to be castle dropped anytime soon, which, in all honesty, really is what should be happening here. And it is happening. We have the villagers on the move. No, it's a defensive castle. 11 villagers with a defensive castle. I think this is a mistake from superhero. I think this is a perfect situation for him to go forward. This is the best possible opportunity. Like anywhere over here, just dropping the castle would be game breaking for him right now. I'm not sure why we are seeing this from superhero power here. I was really hoping this would be a offensive castle dropped anywhere over on this side, where it can range these buildings, where it can range the DC. I think it would be a lot of trouble for Uncle Fungus. I think it would be game breaking. I think you could drop it even here and then even range fully this gold and even range this gold here, at which point I think it would nearly be GG for Uncle Fungus if it goes up. But instead we are gonna drop it safely back at home and just send the side wagons forward. I think superhero is delaying a bit more than he should with this push, and that might be costly, and that might give Uncle Fungus the time he needs to prepare. But Uncle Fungus, again, going with the archers, they are not gonna have a lot of fun when they run into the side wagons. Like, we are tanks that shoot gunpowder, you are archers that wear small t-shirts. Not sure the tank top boys win this one. Really not sure the tank top boys win this one. Let's see. Tanks, tank tops. Who wins? Tanks or tank tops? Do we need further explanation here, really? Yep. Fungus not gonna have a great time with this one. Like, nearly a third of HP of one of the 2 Hussite wagons was enough to take out like 8 archers by now. And there's 2 more Hussite wagons on the way. There's 1 more in queue. We need a switch from Uncle Fungus. Uncle Fungus adding archers again. I don't think that's the move here. I think we need at least a monastery. Okay, siege workshop. Okay, we can go with the mangonels. That works. Okay, tank top boy. This tank top boy is gonna go. Yep. Tanks versus tank tops. Not working out great. Yep. And I do agree with you, Kronk. I also think that the Greek army would have lost to gunpowder in those skirts at any point that they would have met them. But yeah, he definitely needs mangoes and he needs monks. And he's doing both right now. So good decision making there by Uncle Fungus. I'll bite a bit late. But the side wagons are in now, and you know these units, they don't really care about this whole building called the TC or the damage it's trying to do. This poor guy wasn't long for the world. And the entire economy of Uncle Fungus now is disrupted, to say the least. But we do have the mangonel out, and it does get a good hit here. Now the problem here is these guys take even less than the archers to take down the... Okay, this could be good for Uncle Fungus. The villagers do a lot of damage to the Hussite wagons, and they do have the upper ground here, together with them being very low from the mango hits, and that's a very nice cleanup. At least for the moment, because as you know it, there's more Hussite wagons on the way. Yep, definitely the villagers do well in these fights, especially when they have the higher ground, especially when the mango weakens them. So that was a good call there by Uncle Fungus. They do take a lot of damage from the Hussite wagons as well, but they can hold their own. And this one archer is still alive with 11 HP. He's mostly gonna be used for scouting until he meets his demise, which won't be far away. And I do like this from Uncle Fungus, expanding over to the side with his second TC in a place that gonna be less noticeable for superhero power. He will be focusing here. Meanwhile, also grabbing the relics. Something I did not point out in the previous game, something that definitely helped Uncle Fungus, is that he also had 3 relics in the previous Greater Lake game. Not something Superhero Power was thinking about or gathering for himself either. And Uncle Fungus stabilized here. We are seeing more Hussite wagons getting prepared for Superhero Power, but they're not yet going forward. Now we see them going forward or just regrouping a bit. There's gonna be 8 of them in total. And we're gonna have redemption on the way for Superhero Power as well. So I'm assuming he's expecting some conversions to happen and will want them back. Or he will be expecting the mangoes and will try to convert them as well. We will see. So far, once more, it's a good defense from Uncle Fungus. He is a bit behind in eco, but it is to be expected. Superhero only got the 3 eco kills. I think this could have went a lot worse for Uncle Fungus. A light cav right now. Okay. Mango light cav. Could work possibly as well. This old man really lost his way. That's the last that we've seen of him. I still think that this game could have already been won by Superhero Power if this castle went offensively right over here where I'm pointing right now. I think that was a big missed opportunity right there for him. Either way, he's not in a bad position by any means as of yet. And he's still with the eco lead, he's still with the nice amount of Hussite wagons ready, and he's still producing more Hussite wagons. He only needs like 40 more stone to actually drop another castle somewhere if he so wants to do. But Uncle Fungus now on 3 TCs, these ones being completely uninterrupted on the side here. And this works out great for him because Superhero doesn't know about these. If Superhero finds out about these, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. But right now, no. We are still gathering more and more Hussite wagons here for Superhero. I think it's about time we moved out. Okay, we are going forward to drop a castle this time around. And we are dropping the castle where we should have dropped the first one. Okay, now we're gonna drop an offensive castle, but I think this is exactly where we should have been dropping the first castle. Superhero Power only got a bit of stone to drop down additional TCs, so he doesn't have anything for a counter castle yet. Not in a bad position is an understatement. Fair enough. It's gonna be hard for the mangoes to really come in here and reach, I think, the... Are they gonna be able to range the villagers here? I'm not sure, but he also has the monks here to convert the mangoes coming out, so it was what Superhero Power was thinking of. We get one hit in now, but now we have to delete the mango as well. So that's nicely done here. Very nicely done here by Superhero Power. He was thinking of the opponent probably having mangoes at the ready. Are we gonna have a convert? I think it's just gonna be a dead monk. No, it's not. The monk survives and the mango gets converted. We take out the mango. We're gonna take out another one with the castle. We convert one. We get some really kills with the converted mango. Very nicely done by Superhero here. very nicely done by Superhero here, and we had a lot of market abuse, I'm sure of it, here from Superhero in order to drop a defensive castle for himself at home. Some villies might still die though, but enough archers here to take care of that mangonel in the end, and they will continue building this castle. These archers, we need to stop going archers. We really need to stop going archers. But Uncle Fungus going Imperial. Will Uncle Fungus really able to pull this off right now? So he's gonna drop a castle on the hill and go imp and get traps out. This might be a saving grace for him in that regard. But Superhero power not far off from being able to click up himself. Yep. Yep, JJ still thinks it's GG Bohemians. And a lot of the eco now being evacuated just in case here for Uncle Fungus. Uncle Fungus being on the defensive end all 3 games, but did manage to win 2 of them so far, so he probably wants a repeat of that, and we'll see how it goes from there. Initial TC now going down. Superhero clicking up to Imperial himself, will be about 45 seconds behind, but is on his way up. We have 18 side wagons in total on the field. We have a 2 canoe on the field as well. I think Uncle Fungus living a bit only in a pipe dream of archers working in this game, and now even with the 2 canoes on the field, I don't think it's the way to go here. And Dev here redeeming a Kajarson. That was very random, Dev. I'm guessing you're on the Neo side of things if I need new redeems as well. I'm guessing you have a nice amount of the channel points yourself. Yep. There are counters if they stabilize, but damn, those helps are ridiculous in the end. Yep, very true. We are seeing more Chukanu on the field. I still don't fully agree with that decision, but that's fair enough. These guys know the game better than I do for sure anyway. Syrup Kronk knows what's up. I guess we're gonna just be calling you Syrup Kronk from now, Conconium. You wanted it so, and we are fine with it. Ooh, this might be a nice mango shot if it gets here in time. Yep, it is. And we are taking away some of the side wagons and leaving some on very low HP. Leaving some on very low HP. We are getting trebuchets out for both players now. And again, the castle of Uncle Fungus is on the hill, so it's gonna take less damage, and the trebs of Uncle Fungus are on the hill, so they're gonna do more damage. So he's gonna be doing well if this continues to be an equal number treb fight. Yep, Chukanu, I can't find the explanation for it aside from the Chukanu are fun to say, look cool, and are the unique unit. In those regards, I completely love the Chukanu, and I agree with them. In regards of efficiency and what they do in the game here, not the best. And look at this monk here, for Uncle Fungus, has found this TC. And he is soaking in the culture of the Chinese right here. But I'm afraid that all this soaking in of culture might end up with him just saying, yeah, destroy their city. Which is kind of unfortunate as a holy man, but what can you do? Does this mango go down? Actually, it does not just yet. Okay, now it goes down, but it takes down 3 Kassite wagons with it. And the Chukanus realizing we are no mangonels, better get the hell out of here. Both castles being hit, but the Kassite wagons are on their way to take out the trebs. Again, they don't do the best in the world against trebs, but in big enough numbers, these units take out anything. So they will take out the trebs now as well. Only 1 treb remaining, and that's the new one. It's just getting ready to fight right now. Uncle Fungus trying to repair the castle. Uncle Fungus down 25 villagers now as well. And it really does look like on the 3rd time of asking, Superhero Power will be able to take Uncle Fungus down. The side wagons again going forward, and they will be able to snipe out the treb. Now gonna try to kill the eco that's repairing the castle as well. Another treb is out on the field, but the castle is about to go down, and the castle is down. And now this eco is gonna die out as well. And now there's nothing to stop these Kassite wagons that are on top of the hill. Not many of them survived, but they are here now. And Uncle Fungus calls it right here. And it is gonna be Superhero. And now Uncle Fungus even saying was fun, which is very nice to see. And Superhero does manage to claw one back. So on the third time of asking, he is able to fight off and fight on to the end, push to the end, and get a win. And how other than with a Bohemian wagon push? And it's a crown here for the Bohemians, and the Tucanus or Tucanonos here. We definitely should not have been seeing them on the field at all. They did not change the outcome. They might have even helped the Bohemians. And I think that was a great set. I think it shows the level of play we have in these higher elos. And wagons, yep, wagons appear to be winning their games in most times. And as was the case in this one as well. And that being said, that's also about the last thing you're gonna see on this stream tonight. I need to get some rest. There's plenty more incoming in the following days. I'm glad we were able to reverse back and find a way to reverse the stream to the previous batch. I'm sorry about the delay about that. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the cast. I hope you enjoyed the games. I think there were some great games being played out today. And we continue basically tomorrow with the Den Battle Royale, with doing what we have been doing, with more games, more fun.